I get it. Brawls are entertaining, but we always have to sort of be like, well, I don't want them to be all bark and no bite, because then you're like, why even bothering? But I also don't want anybody to get hurt. And so when you take your anger out on the objects, take your anger
Clean these up.
That's what I want to see. I want to see all your fury directed at something that cannot be injured. So that was the most entertaining part.
I feel like Iglesias did that because they threw him out of the game and he really wasn't doing anything.
Exactly.
So he probably felt like, I need to do something now
to warrant this ejection.
The idea that I got ejected, and he just started going nuts. So I love that. It reminded me of Sean Rodriguez vibes from the Pirates back in the day. But another thing I want to show you, like, if we can get this, Ohtani was like, he was nowhere near to be found. Like, he was kind of off to the side, holding somebody else.
Fighter.
Yeah,
no smoke.
I love the idea that Ohtani and Trout, you got to make sure that they're not in the middle of that. Yeah. They can't even break a nail. Exactly. Those are your two dudes that you got to keep out of that right there. You see Ohtani's translator trying to pull it back. I love that.
Protect Ohtani at all costs.
The best part of this was Anthony Rendon. Anthony Rendon, you're not playing. You're recovering. Your wrist has a cast.
Surgery. Like,
you have a cast on your arm, and you're in there. He's the one that put it. I was not expecting. I was not expecting Anthony Rendon to be the first guy to get physical. You're not even playing, dude. You're crazy.
Listen, just because you're not in the lineup doesn't mean you can't be effective.
He's like, whatever. I got a cast on this hand. I'll use my left hand.
And all the momentum was building. You could tell throughout the whole weekend. And as soon as you go up top against Trout, somebody's gonna probably have to wear it the next day. We understand Wantz was he was put in early in the game.
About that?
He was put in as an opener because you understand he was gonna get thrown out because he was gonna throw at somebody. But I think it was too blatant of a decision, right?
I didn't like that at all, because then you're making it seem premeditated, which of course you're gonna get a harsher punishment if it's so overtly premeditated. Right. But I also just think you're putting that guy in a tough position. That was his first major league start. That's not cool. Don't do that.
And Winker knew.
Don't do that to your young guys.
Because later on, during the skirmish or whatever, Winker went up to Wantz and was like, "Hey, I know you were ordered to do that. Hey, no malice between us two. But I mean,
I don't like
we knew
that
it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. And Winker was going straight after the dugout.
And it all goes back to the unwritten rules.
Yes, it does, which we've talked about ad nauseum here on this show and after the brawl. So an M's fan, Sophie, actually ordered Winker a pizza, and then he chronicled the journey on Twitter, which I really loved. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
So she ordered it from a local pizza joint, and then it actually was delivered to the stadium. It was really cool. And then he went on to respond to her, which was amazing.
Well, and the best part of the story is that they gave the delivery driver some love, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because that's the guy who made it happen.
Yeah.
Shout out to the delivery driver.
I'm so here for this, but when it's chronicled on social, I'm always here for that because it's so entertaining. You don't know how it's gonna turn out.
Why was the reason that she wanted to? Just because
she thought he was having a hard day. She's like, I'm a fan of Jesse Winker, and I thought he needed a pizza. I don't think there was any actual reason. Maybe he's
the real MVP.
Pizza connoisseur. Sophie, here's to you.
We need more girls like Sophie, more people in the world like Sophie.
Yeah.
Hey, one of you guys having a bad day, that's what I'm going to do is bring you guys a pizza.
I'd love that.
Oh.
Yeah. LG hasn't slept. I don't know if you heard. Could you get on your
You guys slept for 5 hours
by the end of the
order her a mattress.
If we don't have a pizza here by the end of the show, I need
a quadruple shot of espresso right now. Okay, so we were talking about basically how the seed throw is basically our favorite part of this brawl. We asked all of you out in the Twitterverse to caption this video, obviously much better in slow-mo. So here's what some of our viewers had to say. Okay, yeah, these are, they're insulted. He wasn't having it. He wasn't having it.
These ain't flavored.
I know, it's so good. When your trainer says you have to give up ice cream during your new training program. My question is, when Netflix asked if I wanted to skip the intro to Friends.
He was doing some farming. He was putting some seeds in the field.
That's fair. Well, my question is,
grow some sunflowers out there.
Who had to clean it up?
But there was no real cleanup. Like if you want to cause a cleanup, rip the seeds open and then throw them on the field.
But it's not like your opponent has to clean them up. It's the guys on the field. It's a grounds crew.
Well, if he's directing them at Winker or whoever he's directing them at,
Winker's out there picking up every individual.
Maybe they fly a little bit further.
Maybe that should be like part of a suspension. You have to like work with the grounds crew and like clean up all like the celebration.
I love how
after
the seeds were thrown, Winker was gonna go back out there and like get Iglesias.
I don't think this much thought was put into it. It was just a shot put to throw something on the field.
We're really dissecting.
But you know what?
We?
I love how, and I'm gonna use Keith's term. This wasn't quite WWE because we saw J.P. Crawford over the top.
Usually it doesn't get that far.
He was going
what is that, like
over
the flying
top.
punch? There's an actual name for
Yeah,
that,
there was
right?
some blows being thrown.
Superman punch. There we go.
Turned into actually fisticuffs and people fighting. Usually it's a lot of, like I say, WWE wrestling. No, these guys actually were ready for this, and I think Crawford doubled down on it. He's like, I got your back. I'm the guy. Like, I'm ready to throw down.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Kind of reminded me of Reds Pirates from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, because that was real.
Yes.
That was.
This is what happens when you're both on, when everybody's on a team that's
on, like, the
underperforming.
entire
You've got a
Pirates
lot
team.
of frustration.
I'm like that.
Yeah, that's another point though what Hannah said because
These are two teams that are
these are two
underperforming.
teams that
They're frustrated.
they're very underperforming and they're trying to look to show some type of fight in some way to spark their own selves.
Those can be pivotal moments within seasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Jesse Winker who apologized to the women and children? I was like, this is not the
he threw up
Titanic.
the,
baseball game.
He threw up the
I think
double
we'll be
bird.
fine.